Be forward, Matt. You see yourself?
Imagine getting home from school one day and going to sleep and waking up in the morning only to find out your school was set on fire and burned down. Everything was gone and you no longer had anywhere to go to school. Well, that is what's happening all over the place in Kashmir Territory in India. It is affecting young children and teenagers everywhere. A total of 26 schools have been set on fire within the past 3 months, and it's affecting at least 4,000 children. As a college student, we pride ourselves on the education we receive, and in India, this is destroying their education and their chance to learn. In order to understand the burning of schools in Kashmir, we will look at who is burning the schools and why. Then we will look at what the government is doing about it and how they are taking action. Lastly, we will look at how it is affecting the families and educators. First off, you should know that the burning of schools is not new. Wahat Ahmad explained in Al Jazeera this November that at the height of the armed rebellion in the 1990s, many schools were burned down because the army used them as camps. Shakit Shokat Hussain also said in Al Jazeera in November that the return of soldiers to schools may be one of the reasons for the attacks. He says that many of the school buildings have been occupied by the army again, and it could be a reason for the attacks. Mass protests erupted in Kashmir in July, and about 26 schools have been burned down in Kashmir Valley over the past 115 days, which started following the killing of Hizbul Mujahideen terrorist Burhan Wani in early July. According to Azid Essa in Al Jazeera in November, no one has claimed responsibility for the burning of the schools, and the police refused to reveal details of their investigation. However, the government has their fingers pointed at two groups of people who they believe are responsible for this. Some government officials have claimed that the pro-independence movement is responsible for the burning of the schools. Officials said that the movement has indirectly encouraged attacks on the symbols of normality, such as schools. Nirmal Singh, the deputy chief minister of Jammu and Kashmir, said that pro-independence leaders were encouraging elements to burn schools. The director of the Department of School of Education in Kashmir, Ajad Ahmed, blamed the arson on antisocial elements, saying that the perpetrators don't want children to study. However, the pro-independence leaders deny that they are responsible for any of the burning of schools. The state government claims that the separatists are responsible. Shamir Yassir in the New York Times this October states, Mehbooba Mufti, the chief minister of the state of Jammu and Kashmir, said that the separatist leaders had ordered schools to be burned down because they want a generation of uneducated youth who can pelt stones at police. Education Minister Naeem Akhtar said that the people burning the schools are the same people who are promoting looting of banks, torching shops and vehicles, stoning innocents, and intimidation of citizens. In the New York Times in October, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference, a coalition of separatist groups, said that the school burnings were part of a well-planned strategy to malign the ongoing movement and paint it as violence and anarchy. No matter who is responsible for the burnings of schools, the underlying message is seen clearly. Kashmir will not return to normal anytime soon. Now, the government has done some to help stop the burning of schools and to prevent it, but not much. You should know that before the burning of schools started, Radha Kumar, a policy analyst in Kashmir, stated in the New York Times in October that most of Kashmir's educational institutes were closed as part of curfews that started July 9th when security forces killed a charismatic militant leader, setting off protests that spread throughout the region. The region has been under a strict curfew since July 9th, with internet and mobile access being regulated at times. As a result of the curfew and the protests, most children have not been able to attend school. In the Times of India in October, it stated that the court directed the police and civil administration to ensure protection of schools. The court also directed that the Chief Secretary and the Director General of Police to issue necessary instructions to their distinct level officers to take all preventative measures as shall be necessary for saving the school buildings from being burnt, and to ensure that no other school is harmed or destroyed. However, the National Conference leader, Umar Abdullah, said that the government is watching as a mute and helpless spectator to the burning of the schools. The burning of the schools affects families and students and educators a great amount. In Al Jazeera, in November, Azad Essa said that even when protests were at their height, teachers at a school in Baghdad would offer early morning lessons so that the students wouldn't forget what they learned or lose interest in pursuing their education. But now, without a school, they have no way to help them. The officials from the state education department says that about 4,000 students are affected in the burning of the schools. The burning down of schools in Kashmir is an attack on the future of our children. In the Times of India, in October, the senior minister stated that the children of the state should not be deprived of peaceful studies. They've already disturbed the peace to some extent. They are now disturbing studies as well. Parents of the children are left feeling that the fires are an attack on their children's future. Educators in South Kashmir say that they have encountered anger and sometimes threats from neighbors and friends when they announced they were going to reopen their school. The educators are even afraid afraid they will become targets of violence if their names appear on police reports. In Al Jazeera in November, teacher Tahseen Ali said that they are concerned if the children are not able to return to school soon, they will lose interest in studying and get involved in some other kind of work to earn money. Some schools in Kashmir have reopened, but the students are too afraid to go to school because they may get harassed and hurt. So don't take your education for granted. You may not like going to school and having to do all of the work that goes along with it, but remember that you have the privilege to go to school and not everyone has that.